Hello, it's Anna Beckwith from Yara Consulting here. What I would like to bring you today is 5 key success factors if you find yourself in a situation of forced career change or career transition, i.e. if you lose your job. Now, I don't want to be trite about this and just present you with any old tat. The reason that I've got these 5 things to bring to you is because I've been through it myself. I wish somebody had raised these points with me at the time, but nobody did. I've kind of worked through it and worked it out myself. 5 or 6 years ago, I was in what for me at the time was my ideal job, my dream job. I was the head of marketing at a performing arts academy, and it was the most wonderful place to work. Various things happened and I lost my job. At the time, it was singularly the worst thing that had happened in my entire career, possibly my life, but definitely my career. Ironically, in retrospect, it's actually one of the best things to have happened in my career. And these 5 things, these 5 factors kind of helped me to work through it. So here they are. Now, the first one might sound a little bit harsh, but here it is anyway. Get a grip. Anybody who's been through a job loss will know that it just feels absolutely awful. I remember at the time discovering that I no longer had a job, I was surplus to requirements, etc., etc. I felt physically sick. And then I felt angry, I felt like a victim, I felt that people had conspired against me behind my back to oust me from the company. I felt as though I had no control. I was angry, I was bitter, I was really not in a good place. The mistake that I made was to focus on that and let it fester and to think, why me, which led to literally me sitting for weeks on the sofa watching reruns of goodness knows what on the TV, drinking too much, taking antidepressants. Not a good place to be. The thing that started to turn it around for me was looking at my kids and thinking, I need to be a role model for them. And that's it. At that point, there was no aspiration to start a business or anything else. It was, I need to be there for my kids, and while I'm like this, I'm just not. The key factor is really to get a grip. It's a very emotional situation. I'm not saying stifle those emotions, acknowledge those emotions and work through them. Work through them. Think to yourself, okay, this is the situation, it is what it is, and what now? And you have to focus on that, you have to get a grip, because if you allow yourself to wallow in what's happened to you, you will psychologically sink. Get a grip. Slap yourself around the face if you have to. Think, this is what it is, and what now? Once you've been able to do that, even slightly, then you'll be able to do the second thing, and that is focus on the what next. Now, focus on practical things. Set yourself some goals. What is it you want to do? Look for another job in the same kind of environment? Fine. Where are the companies? Who are the people that you know? Who can you network with? What can you actually do moving forward? It might be, like me, that you want to go for a career change. I moved from marketing and PR and promotions to training and development, in which case it's useful to look back at your past career, your past life experience, and think, well, when in the past have I felt really happy and successful and fulfilled in my job? And think about those times. In fact, don't just think about them, write them down, because you'll never remember them all. And what you'll notice if you do that, if you start to write down those times, patterns will start to emerge. You'll notice that it was always at a time when I was working in a team and together we achieved, or, well, it was always when I faced an insurmountable challenge or problem and I managed to... Certain things will start to bubble up and reveal to you your values, things that you were good at and situations that you thrived in. And those 3 things can provide a bedrock for your career choice as you move forward. The crucial thing, once you've got a grip, is to focus and focus forward. Focus on where you are going and not where you have been. The only reason you should be focusing on where you've been is to extrapolate those positive experiences that will be useful to you moving forward. Third thing, face your fear. Now, by this I don't mean some of those immediate panic things about, oh, how am I going to pay for food and whatnot. I'm focusing on deep-rooted fears that can sometimes prevent us from moving forward into alternative careers. Now, we will dress those fears up. We will say to ourselves, oh, I can't do that because I'm too old, I can't start a business because the economic environment's all over the place, I'm not qualified. Cut it up any which way you will, the stark fact of the matter is you're scared. Acknowledge those fears and then work through them. Susan Jeffers in her book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, just the title says it all. There is no shame in feeling afraid when you start something new, when you position yourself in outside your comfort zone. There is no shame in feeling afraid. There is shame in allowing your fear to overwhelm you and force you into a position of inertia where you don't move forward. Face your fears. Something that can help to do that is to seek inspiration. It is too easy to sit with the herd and moan about the status quo and moan about what the government's doing, what your company's done, about what's happened to. Seek inspiration. Read personal development books, read biographies of people who have overcome odds to achieve something, ally yourself, associate with positive people who have a positive outlook, who want to achieve something. Make sure that within your mindset you are on that particular wavelength. You're not wallowing with the herd who are just in the mire of despondency about everything that's going on at the moment. Find what inspires you and hold on to that thought. Actively look it out. Inspiration is there if you look for it. If you don't look for it, it's all too easy just to slip into that that kind of mire of mediocrity where everybody's just grumbling about everything and actually being quite negative. A negative outlook at this juncture is not going to do you any favours at all. Seek inspiration. Moving on from that, it's really important to just do something. Nothing is going to happen unless you get off your butt, unless I got off the sofa and actually did something. Thinking about it isn't enough. Focus on what it is that you want to do. If you don't know, do something to establish that focus. Once you have that focus, do something to move forward. Now, yes, there will be thought processes involved, but be careful because sometimes we can almost think ourselves out of doing something. Oh, well, I'm not ready, or I'll wait till there's a fair wind and the sun's out. Just do something. Don't wait, don't procrastinate. Putting things off, procrastinating, and fear are two of the biggest barriers to moving forward. You have to work through those. Just do something. That's one of the reasons that this presentation has been a little bit rough around the edges. I was very, very inspired by an online presentation I saw just about an hour or so ago, and I thought, oh, I must do something about that, and immediately started to say to myself, well, the light's not very good today, or should I put together a PowerPoint presentation? Don't wait, just do something. So those 5 things, again, get a grip. Work through your emotions. It's a horrible time, it's an emotional time. Get a grip. It is what it is. Look to move forward. Focus moving forward on what you want to do. What next? Establish that focus. It's going to be a critical point. Face your fears. What is actually stopping you from achieving your goals and moving forward in that particular area? Seek inspiration. There's plenty of it about. History is littered with, so the present day is littered with stories of people who have overcome difficulties, overcome odds, and achieved astounding success. 5th point, just do something. Action. Get up and take action. Like I said at the start, I wish somebody had said this to me at that point where I just felt absolutely awful because I had lost my job. These 5 things have really helped me as I worked through them, and I really hope they help you as well.